ahead. They attack early. So big key to watch here to start this game is Oregon State's transition defense.
That's what Portland did to Gonzaga too, testing their perimeter shooting, forcing them into taking 30 shots from behind the arc. Ike wins the tip. The Zags have the first possession here at Gill Coliseum in the only regular season meeting between these programs.
Gonzaga, such a good offensive team. Not a great shooting team, not a bad shooting team, but not a good start for Oregon State's defense. Too deep for Ike. He's going to go right shoulder every time. You got to play him on that right shoulder. That was too easy for him that time.
They do so much well, but Gonzaga tops in the nation in points in the paint, averaging better than 47 per in the key.
But this team a little bit different, I started to say before Ike scored, in the sense that they're always so good offensively that their defense doesn't have to be great. I think that's tilted a little bit this year, where they have to be better defensively because they're not a great three-point shooting team, around 35%, which isn't bad, but they've had teams that have been lights out perimeter shooting teams.
Josiah Lake with the basketball. Guarded by Braden Smith in the matchup of ones today. Munch sends it back to him with 10 to shoot. Lake gets around Ike to the baseline. Extra to C. C strokes a three.
Again, trusting the offense, trusting your offensive sets, moving the ball, you're going to get good shots. C with a deep corner three there.
Isaiah C, 16 of his last 18 buckets have been from distance. Ike to the ground. Appears to be okay. Worley sends it over to Inocente. The two-man game and back-to-back buckets to open the session for Gonzaga.
I like that Worley didn't put that down. A lot of guys have put it down, allow the defender to rotate over. He just caught it, flipped it over the defense. Nice play. Worley, one of the best defenders in the country. I'm excited to watch him play here for the first time live. You know, a lot of guys say that they're multi-positional defenders, but they struggle with certain positions. Worley can guard 1 through 5. Not all fives, but a lot of fives. He's that good.
He's matched up on Alandi Sutella with 5 to shoot, trying to get it over the top to him. And they turn it over after a good defensive possession by the Zags.
There's even more than that. Like they're the numbers they have that lead the WCC conference. It's like 12 categories. That's only a small sample size, but they are so good both ways this year.
Ike, more than willing to distribute. Worley had it blocked up top, and it comes away to Sutella.
And the more he distributes, the better their offense becomes. Now it just becomes a matter of guys making shots for Gonzaga.
Lake with a full head of steam at Carl.
Well, if they can keep this crowd engaged, I think it's really important. They got to take the early hit from Gonzaga and keep all these fans here on their feet. But Lake, nice individual effort there, got it to go.
Should say a rare first half bucket for Josiah Lake.
Yeah, right.
34 points over his last 2 games, 32 of those coming after halftime.
How is that?
Smith to Worley under control with the soft touch.
It's that little short roll flip shot that everybody's got now. Everybody plays to the nail in that short roll out of high ball screens. Do you have the flip? Do you spray it out? Either way, a lot of decisions to be made when you catch it just inside the foul line on that short roll.
Jalen Worley's kind of carrying that unsung hero label, right? Stepping into the starting lineup with the Braden Huff injury and playing really good minutes as a starter.
Well, and that's what you like about this roster for Gonzaga. A lot of flexibility. No doubt they miss Huff. He was a gigantic part of what they're doing, and I think they're still trying to figure it out offensively without Huff because he did so much. But they just have to keep winning while it's a work in progress without Huff.
Mark Few saying this week that it's like he's had 3 teams this year as Ike skips it across to Adam Miller. He's had the team with Ike and Huff, and then without Graham and Huff, and now with Graham but no Huff. And they're still acclimating to that, as you said. Lake seeing 2 off the screen. This is Des White.
It's still 22-2, by the way.
Not that they're struggling.
Exactly.
White got his defender lifted, comes to a jump stop, and it spins through for Des White.
Well, it'd be great for Oregon State if he got going. Hasn't been shooting it great of late, but he's capable.
Well, he didn't want that trail 3, sends it to the wing, and Miller instead. EK surrounded by 3 Beavs and decked. They'll put the foul on Des White.
Sometimes you just need an easy one. Des White, a three-point shooter, but he gets to the pull-up game. And it's going to be interesting. I think Oregon State's going to change up some of their coverage on EK. They're not going to double initially, but they're going to dig down from the strong side to try and bother him. But then once he puts it down, they're going. Let's see how that materializes.
Johan Munch with the defense and the foul.
The key is, and it was talked about this morning, the Oregon State defense be physical, but you have to be physical without fouling and putting the other team on the foul line. The interesting part about that is Gonzaga, not a good foul shooting team. Under 70% as a team, which was surprising to me when I saw that.
Whereas the Beavs are elite at the stripe.
Yes.
Maybe an area where they can challenge the number 16 in the nation.
If it gets to that.
Miller, crafty with the pivot foot.
Good step through, and he's another guy that hasn't shot it great this year, but he is capable. You and I saw him at Arizona State before he came here to Gonzaga. He had some big games in Tempe, so he is capable.
A good opening rip of action here. A whistle away from the basketball will send us to our first stoppage. Isaiah C. hit an early 3, and the Bees within one of the Zags.
The mindset every year at Gonzaga.
That's right.
And has been for a long time. Final Fours, national championships, haven't broken through for a national championship yet.
Oregon State with basketball as we resume. They've yet to miss a field goal attempt. 3 of 3 from the floor for Josiah Lake. And OSU, C knocked off the three-point line. His pass knocked out of bounds with 7 to shoot. We'll get Noah Amenhauser into the game, the 7'2" junior center from Goodyear, Arizona.
Talking to Mark Few yesterday, that was one of the first things he told me was, I said, what problems does Oregon State present? And he said their size. So if Oregon State can get some production from these bigs that they have, and not just scoring, but rebounding, rim protection, you got a really good chance to win this game.
Des White drops an elbow jumper.
Sometimes all it takes is one to get you back on track. He hit that first pull-up, knocks down another pull-up from the elbow.
More than 2/3 of his buckets come from three-point range, but he's got a couple of mid-range J's here. EK silences the crowd for now.
They get him in so many different scenarios, EK, on the move, on the post, block to block. He's a very good finisher. He does go left, right shoulder, left hand almost exclusively, but he's got good touch down there.
Hauser surveys, puts it in the hands of Lake. 12 to shoot. Hella got it knocked out to White. Another deep clock situation for OSU. Difficult short corner, and there's their first miss. Pulled down by Inocente.
Oregon State get back in transition.
They got the flyby. EK thought about walking into the trail 3. Misses the 2 instead, and Lake is there to rebound.
Shot the first one. The first one was open, took the dribble, and all of a sudden now it's a long 2 contested.
He's at 35% from three-point range on his season. C against Mario Sensukeri. Don asked me to really roll my R's and show off my AP French skills today, so
you would have been doing the rest of the game by yourself.
I'll do my best. It might just be Mario from this point forward for Don. Adam Miller takes his second foul here. I'll get Alavi Suutela to the free throw line where he's at 68% for the year.
These two guys coming in for Gonzaga, Fogel and Tyon Grant Foster, really have done a great job in their roles, coming off and changing the complexion of the game. Talked about bench points earlier. Those two are a big reason why the bench is so productive.
Fogel there, a 4-star recruit, a top 40 prospect, and the free throw line disparity that we documented in our first segment.
The reason, and we said it right off the top, JB, the reason that Oregon State's off to a good start is there's been no transition for Gonzaga here in this first 6 minutes of the game.
A zone look here from Wayne Tinkle and the Bees. Tyon Grant Foster finds Sensukeri. 10 left for EK against Amenhauser.
He'll live with that shot from Ike. He can make it, but you'd rather have that than him deep post.
And as you pointed out, the ability to rebound out of that zone, equally important. When he takes the contact, finds White. He extends his range. Splashing from Des White.
Telling you, man. See it all the time. A guy that's been struggling, you just see one go in. And the smartest thing White did, and you mentioned it, JB, was don't take a three to start. If you've been struggling from free, try and get a layup or a pull-up. He did, now he's going.
Mario too strong, back tap out of bounds. It goes over to OSU.
Competing on the glass as well, Oregon State. And this is a tough one, but once you get confident, knocking your first couple down, doesn't matter if the defense is there or not.
He's closing in on 1,000 career points. About 960, so roughly 40 still to go.
Wayne gave us a couple keys this morning. 28 paint points for them, 25 free throw attempts, which hopefully they don't get to that, but 7 threes. That's kind of the formula numbers-wise for Oregon State here this afternoon.
Hopefully because of your dinner plans?
Yes.
Okay. White with 10 to shoot. And Grant Foster defending. White feeling it a little bit here early.
That
not get that to fall.
If that went in, we would have really known he was going.
Inocente looking for reinforcements. Mario, no, the tip back was blocked. Jorge Diaz-Graham.
Great instincts to understand that that was going to get tipped, not rebounded, and went up and blocked it. Big time play.
Zags really wanted the goaltending, but a fine defensive play from the senior from Spain.
I don't think that was a goaltend. Let's take another look at it. Inocente thought he was just going to tip it in with no one there. Like I said, great instincts by Diaz-Graham to get over there. No, that's not a goaltend.
And so the Zags have missed their last 5. Their scoring drought will get to 3 minutes here. They're 5 of 12 from the floor on the road at Gill Coliseum. Home crowd counting down the shot clock for Diaz-Graham. Trying to do it at both ends. The rebound to Fogle, the freshman.
Again, everybody back for Oregon State. Now Gonzaga's got to operate in the half court against this zone.
They're looking to get it to Ike. The ball fake, the face-up.
He's digging down, then second dribble. Diaz-Graham was late.
He will always get to that left hand in the end.
Yes. He's so big and strong, it's hard to get all the way around on him.
Tia Samar here with the basketball. Initiating the offense for Oregon State. Looking to build on a 4-point early advantage.
It's interesting, Oregon State earlier in the year was playing a less possession game just because they were trying to get more disciplined offensively, and Wayne Tinkle feels like they've gotten to a place where they can play faster, but you don't want to run with Gonzaga either.
Inocente off 1 foot, wiped away by Josiah Lake. He's got numbers and fouled in transition. Mario Sansupari takes the personal. OSU with the basketball and a 4-point lead when we continue.
Great defensive intensity from Oregon State, playing with a lot of energy. We got a game here in Corvallis.
There's even a dare that's gone out for you to wear them on camera at halftime.
Is it a paying dare?
That's called a job, Don. No. 11-minute mark, and it's been a great start for Oregon State, but they turn it over out of the stoppage, which is where Wayne Tinkle makes a lot of hay. He's always been really good after stoppages.
ATOs, yep, he has. And that's the first time tonight we've seen that high-low. A big staple of the Wayne Tinkle era is playing 2 bigs and going that high-low. Just missed the pass that time.
What's the answer from Gonzaga besides shooting better than 36%?
I think that's it. Like they're not turning it over a ton. They don't have any turnovers. They just haven't made enough shots. There you go.
Grant Foster gets him going.
Look at this. Made bucket, run it right back at him. Guess he couldn't handle it.
Kezia gets into the game for the first time. Nearly back-to-back turnovers for the Beavs. Instead, they're bailed out with Noah Amenhauser free throws.
Tyron Grant Foster, not a great three-point shooter, 29% on the year. But the guy open, got a good chance of making it.
We talked about the size of Oregon State, the trouble that maybe the depth in their front court, the waves that they can bring at you could present. And these minutes from Amenhauser are modest but effective.
Another reason why Gonzaga misses Huff. He'd be obviously give him more depth. But Gonzaga's been able to figure it out without him. But I do think the complexion of this game needs to change. But if you're taking it out of the net, you can't run if you're Gonzaga.
There's Grant Foster again with a clever find to Worley. Offensive rebound, Ike pivots into some free throws here.
He is just so strong down there. Getting him out of the lane on a box out, I don't want to say impossible, but really hard. But you got to do your best to just get him off and not worry about getting the ball. Let somebody else get the ball, just check him off.
He's 250 pounds. He's the only active college basketball player with 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. He's been at it a while, but he's been productive for a while. Munch is back. He's the starter, replacing Amenhauser.
I think you're going to see that a lot tonight. Wayne rotating all these bigs in and out to conserve foul trouble. But look, we know that you get more tired pushing on somebody and somebody pushing you than you do running up and down. And Ike, you mentioned 250. Hopefully your conditioning level is where it needs to be.
He's the WCC Player of the Week for the 4th time this season. Thanks to his heroics in that home win against St. Mary's. 30 points in his return to the lineup after the better part of 2 weeks off, nursing that right ankle.
I haven't heard from Munch yet. He's been playing so well. 18 and 15, there's that high-low.
You were saying
18 and 15 the other night against Washington State, and the rebound, the 15 more important than the 18.
More zone defensively, over the top of it. Ike shielding off the defender and tipping it to himself. A foul on that entry pass.
Well, we talked about it earlier, but this high-low has been so effective for so long here at Oregon State. Good pass by Diaz-Graham and Munch with the finish.
Fortunately, his second foul there, Don, so his second spell is going to be a short one as he goes to talk to Wayne Tinkle.
That's the problem with a guy like Ike. You want to be physical. You don't want to give him easy ones, but you don't want to foul him all night either. Ike is 77% free throw shooter.
Tyon Grant Foster weaving his way through the teeth of the OSU zone. He fouled on the way up with 9:32 to go in our opening half. Grant Foster favoring that left wrist. Amenhauser just took his first personal foul.
His shoulder.
Yeah, you're right.
Working through.
Tyon Grant Foster. He's amassed over 1,100 career points.
Great story, though. His journey to here at Gonzaga, and had some heart issues, and started Kansas and went to DePaul. WAC Player of the Year at Grand Canyon, and now here he is. No one's journey is the same. He's had an interesting journey, and he's persevered through to be a very big part of this Gonzaga team.
You mentioned it. Known for his defense, he's given Gonzaga some much-needed first-half offense. Back where we started, locked up, tied at 17 apiece. Amenhauser screening for Des White. Samar gets a clean look and sticks the three.
Samar feet down, ready to go. But Des White, you can already tell he's alerted this Gonzaga team. I don't think they're going to allow Des White to keep going. Or at least try not to let him keep going.
Worley found a soft spot in the zone, and Saint-Supéry fed him.
Mark Few is so good at designing offense against whatever defense is being played. I remember years ago I did a game Gonzaga at Washington, Mike Hopkins' first year, and he brought that Syracuse zone that was giving everybody problems, and Gonzaga and Mark Few went in there and just chopped that thing up.
White trying to drop it down to Amenhauser with Ike defending. Noah Amenhauser against the WCC Player of the Week. He defends it well.
I'm sure that's going to work backing down Graham Ike. You need to face up and shoot over the top if you're Amenhauser.
Ike lights the three in transition.
He can do that. That's different. Early in his career, couldn't do it. He's worked on it. He's gotten serviceable from behind the line. And like I said earlier, takes just under 2 a game.
The Bulldogs in front now on the road here in Corvallis, where they were upset in overtime a year ago. Diaz-Graham fouled on the entry. So timeout us with just under 8 to go in our opening half. A foul on Worley. Grant Ike starting to exert his will here in Corvallis. They've made some necessary adjustments in practice since.
You and I have done a million games together, JB, and you've heard me say the best defense to me is a changing defense. You can't just sit in one coverage the entire game. Coaches are too good to figure out how to play against it, so keep changing it, zone, man, whatever. Three-quarter court pickup, whatever it is, but keep changing it.
Well, half-court defense continues to be the story as Gonzaga gets a steal. Neither team has a fast break bucket until now.
Which mission accomplished by Oregon State. If you had told me before the game we'd be 12, whatever it is, 12 minutes in, and Gonzaga doesn't have a fast break point, you're probably in the game, and they're in the game. Gonzaga, they go on these runs, they call them kill shots, when it's a 10-0 run or more, and I've seen them for years. Just they get stops, they get out, and all of a sudden you're down 20 in the blink of an eye.
It doesn't make the game notes quite yet, but it's a 7-0 run. They've made their last 3 shots, and now OSU needs an answer here on offense. Kissy turns the corner. Oh, he gets all the way home. Good take.
Well, that's the one thing Gonzaga doesn't have is a lot of rim protection. Ike not really good and big, but not athletic to be a real true rim protector. So if you can get through the initial line of defense on Gonzaga, you got a chance to score.
Grant Foster playing off 2 feet.
And now Gonzaga's showing a little three-quarter court here. Are you trying to turn them over, or are you just trying to make them use some of that shot clock?
The Zags have picked up their shooting percentage. 4 straight makes. They're at 50% for the half now. White against the length of Ike on the blow-by. Looking to spray it out to C. 5 left on the timer. He draws the contact. And those will be free throws either way because Gonzaga's now over the limit. Let's see if they give him a 1-and-1 or the 2.
Interesting that C turned that 3 down. I thought he was open enough to let that go, but was able to manufacture some free throws out of it.
I thought it was maybe the pass that he didn't catch it in the pocket or where he would have liked it to go up with it. But
I never let the pass bother me, JB.
Yeah, I knew that'd be an unfamiliar sentiment for you. He's just as good here, though, if not better. He's on pace to break Josiah Lake's single-season record at the foul line, set just last season.
Got a good-looking stroke. Easy, compact, not a lot of wasted motion.
He's now made 39 out of 40. That is more in Don McClain territory.
Watch this, simple. Good mechanics.
Braden Smith just picked up his 2nd foul. He runs the show for the Zags. Steele Venters is in the game, gets it back at the right wing.
Gonzaga could use Venters to get going here too from behind the line. Could be valuable for them.
Smith put it up. Oh, off the deflection. How did Ike bring it down?
Off the deflection and the backboard, I believe. Great anticipation by Ike to reroute that ball and finish it.
A ricochet rip for one of the country's best. Joe Coliseum still stunned after that one as Lake hits the brakes and hits the follow-in.
Well, good to see him get it started here in the first half, not waiting for the second half like he has been. What a game we got going here. Not sure what I was expecting, but glad we got this so far.
High level at both ends. Good game strategy. Good execution. Chente sends it back to Smith. And now Ike over Amenhauser. That's the window. He's got it all.
You're so worried about him getting deep post position, and then he steps out, and you're like, well, is he going to drive or shoot? There's really nothing you can do when he's in that mid post. especially when Gonzaga's in the bonus. He drives it, you put your hand on him, he's going right to the foul line.
He's got 13 of their 30 on the road. Looking to avenge last year's overtime loss in this building. The three-point barrage continues from Matthias Samar.
This is what Oregon State needed. They needed to make some threes against this Gonzaga defense, and they have.
Inocente comes to get it. One and done for the Zags, but they'll get it back as the loose ball rebound spills over the end line.
It's a perfect example of what we've been talking about. EK won't get credit for anything on that, but because of him, Gonzaga gets another possession.
Just the sheer stress that he puts on the post.
Yep.
Going to get Yak into the game. 4 in white to defend him. Manuel Inocente with the basketball. 8 left on the timer. Smith trying to create late clock. Around Yak. Up to EK. He's pouring it on in Corvallis.
Just can't lose sight of him. He moves. They, again, creative with Mark Few and his staff doing, moving him around different spots, on the roll, in actions. He's a tough guard, man.
6 of 9 from the floor. 4 minutes to go in the opening half. Hard check by Grant Foster. White throws it into Yak. Over the top of EK.
Bonus points. Yak hasn't been playing a lot of late. Gets him a bucket there.
Has some trouble in the backcourt. Who touched it last? Lake did. No, he didn't. The officials overturned their call and they give it back to the Bees.
Wonder if this will get a challenge. I thought it was off Grant Foster, though. Right in front of us.
3:40 left and an exciting first half. EK's done it all for the Zags, but the Bees just won't quit with their front court depth.
But they're not. So does the formula become, we don't want to let EK get his, but if he gets his, fine. We just can't let other guys get going.
Well, so far, 3 ties, 10 lead changes, and Oregon State has only missed 5 shots.
Yeah.
But that's how well you have to play to contend with the likes of EK and Gonzaga.
Can it continue in the second half? That's a question for Oregon State.
Now with the stoppage, they find White. Now C. Got him started with an early 3. Following through traffic and rejected by Grant Foster.
How about that recovery? Goes for the steal near half court, out of position, tracks C down, and swats that one away. Big time athletic play by Grant Foster. Is that still considered a chase down block if you're only coming from half court?
I credit it. Definitely had the look of it. See what the Bees can get here. A 6 to shoot. Lake creating. Not this time.
Good decision, though. Good shot. Pull up at free throw line.
Grant Foster, who had the block, has the rebound and brings it now. Looked like a travel. Gets away with it. St. Superi will slow things down now. Midway point of the shot clock. Lake defending. EK to the baseline. Inocente under control.
All eyeballs are on EK when he gets it. At the top of the key, guys are cutting. Inocente uses the rim as a shield. Finishes on the other side.
Zags have connected on 8 of their last 9 attempts. Inside of 3 minutes to go. And a hyper-entertaining first half.
Think about being Gonzaga as White lights the 3. He's got it going now. It's a problem for Gonzaga. I was just going to say, though, JB, imagine being Gonzaga and you get everybody's best shot every night. Everybody's best shot of the season every night.
White called for the foul there. Let's go back to EK, the way he's not only scored it, but distributed.
So high ball screen on the short roll. So now guys collapse to him. Other guys are cutting. Just good offense from Gonzaga.
Meantime, it was Des White's 2nd personal foul. He's hit 2 threes. He's got 10 points to lead a balanced OSU scoring attack. Top of the zone here. Mario takes the Fogel screen, 10 left to shoot. Clever pass to EK, who knows what to do from there.
So what do? The last time you got to be aware of baseline cutters. That time he just gets it on the short roll flip and knocks it in. you guys in the NBA now, all big guys, because there's so much high ball screen action. Every big guy's got to have that. Catch it on the short roll, no dribble, just flip it up and in.
Lake cut off on the block. Back to C. Step back three, contested. Well defended there by Grant Foster.
See so many different things when you see teams and players live versus on TV. It's shocking how much ground Grant Foster covers defensively. I mean, I knew he was a good defender watching him on TV, but his ability, EK, 17 now for him.
That short roll is so passer friendly too, right? If you can't throw the lob, that middle ground can be difficult to navigate unless you have an EK like that who makes himself available.
Well, and really what you're trying to get to is that, like I said earlier, that free throw line area where is it catch and flip? Is it catch and spray it out? Like, you got to make good decisions once you get that pass.
Because though he's a good three-point shooter, he's not pick and pop worthy at this stage, right, Don? That's not what you're looking for.
If defense rotates to the short roll guy, if they start doing that, smart players will then pick and pop. Now your defense is really out of position in rotation, and you move it, you'll probably get an open three out of it.
Feels like an important possession here for Oregon State, heading toward the half. Tella down to the corner. Samar gives it back. Oh, punched away. Inocente with a rendezvous at the rim.
How about these wings for Gonzaga?
Grant Foster couldn't flush it. Oregon State will get it back with 63 seconds to go in the half. Timeout, Wayne Tinkle.
I mean, Inocente and Grant Foster, wow, do they make defensive plays. You punch that out of there without fouling them.
All right, during the stoppage, let's take a look at the updated tournament picture with Gonzaga now a 3 seed. St. Mary's at 10, and Santa Clara's got a big one right now in Pullman up against Washington State.
JB, can you call our people in research at the WCC and ask, because I don't know the answer to it, have they ever, or when's the last time the WCC got 3 teams into the NCAA tournament?
This is a 3-bid league for sure. Santa Clara,
I know, but has it ever happened? Probably should have looked that up before the game, but
part of it too is Gonzaga and St. Mary's have done such a good job in the conference tournament of protecting their bracket,
that's right,
and cutting down their nets.
That's right. But you see Herb Sendek's club, they're good. Saw them earlier in the year. I hope that they win enough to stay in the NCAA tournament.
Leaves down to a chance to finish this half 2-for-1 if they navigate it effectively. Saya Lake off the high screen all the way to the baseline. I like Gonzaga deflection.
You know, the rule of thumb on that is baseline drive, baseline drip. Gonzaga knew it. I'd like to see Lake go baseline drive and then kick or throw it back to the slot. C could have just slid over. He would have been wide open.
Kissy with Inocente defending. Tella sets that screen. Isaiah C against Grant Foster. Drops it off. Tella didn't want it. Now a hoist. Zags locked up defensively. That's a violation.
Well, good defensive possession by Gonzaga. Everything contested.
And so a 2.5-minute scoring drought for OSU heading toward the half. Number 16 in the nation back in front, and only 2.4 separating game and shot clock here.
And here's the interesting thing. This isn't that Gonzaga's played poorly in this first half. I think Oregon State's played really good.
It's actually shooting 54% from the floor.
That's what I said earlier about Gonzaga gets everyone's best shot every night in this league.
They've made a couple of threes. They've made all their foul shots. Only 1 turnover for Mark Few, and still only a 1-possession advantage.
Only 4 turnovers for Oregon State. That's a big factor why they're only down 2 as well.
I got a kick out of this. They're 2 losses separated by 15 wins, right? But their first loss was to the team currently number 2 in the net, Michigan, a viable national championship contender. Their most recent, Portland ranked 210. That's life in college basketball.
That's right. See where Mark Few goes here. Plenty of time, 1.7 differential. Assuming they'll try and get this down as low as possible.
He's got his shooting lineup in, that's for sure. Floor spacers like Fogel and Adam Miller.
I like Fogel. I haven't heard much from him yet in this one, but he's going to be a really good player at Gonzaga.
Worley holds it against the extended zone. Zach's playing for the last. Mario, Fogel. Everything but the three. EK tipped it up once. Oh, volleyball battle. He's got it back. And will shoot free throws before the horn.
Kind of a momentum killer for Oregon State, even though they are down 2. Like, you get a stop there, you feel good going in the locker room now. EK gets fouled with less than a second left and gets 2 free throws.
Maybe 5th offensive rebound of the half. Our officials will check the monitor for the appropriate timing. Tyler Kumpf, Matthew Ruckeson, and Ben Cartmell are crew today at Gill Coliseum.
He for sure got it off before the horn.
Yeah, it's a matter of how much time do they put on. We'll pause momentarily. How much to put back? Yeah, just confirming the free throws are good to go. They're just looking for fractions of seconds now, Don, for Oregon State to answer.
Which it's less than a second. Baseline out of bounds for Oregon State after the free throws or on a miss if EK misses. So probably inconsequential here.
Tinkle drawing up a play in case they do get a stop clock situation off a make. Three consecutive double-digit comeback wins for Oregon State to claw their way back to 500 in lead. And now taking a swing at Gonzaga.
I would say, wouldn't you, JB, that based on Gonzaga losing on Wednesday, it's a win that you didn't get down double figures here in this first half?
Just because of how locked in you knew a very good team was going to be.
Well, it is 1.1. That whistle must have been earlier than I thought.
So EK's 3rd and 4th free throws in the first half here. He's got 17 points, 5 boards, and an assist so far. Soft rims at Gill.
Always, even going back to when I played, always, you wonder how that is. 50 years later, how they still have soft rims.
I think it's all the rain. EK rolls home both. 1.1 and OSU disinterested. They'll go to the locker room trailing 4. EK scored 10. I can't root for either team. I had way too many people come up to me this weekend and say, "We're so glad to see you," because that meant the Seahawks beat the Rams. What a way to start. Some jersey pulling there, and they caught the foul on Worley late. That's going to get Alavi Suutela to the free throw line to begin, and it's the 3rd foul on Jalen Worley on the opening possession.
That was by design by Wayne Tinkle. They like that high lows we talked about in the first half, but let's go at Worley, see if we can't get his 3rd, and they did.
Suutela coming off his 4th double-figure scoring game of the season. As a starter, he's been very efficient, 67% from the floor. What do you think the conference here could be about?
Not sure.
Freshman from Finland misses the first.
You mentioned the free throw shooting in the first half. Oregon State very good as a team at 77. Gonzaga 69. have a feeling if this score stays the way it is the second half, free throw shooting is going to be a factor.
Foul trouble becoming a bit of a storyline as well. Something we'll monitor as EK puts a foul on Munch. And if they do put it on 24 and White, that's 3 for him in the opening seconds of the second half.
And on the other side of the court, another design play out of halftime by Gonzaga to get EK block to block. Good ball fake and gets the foul.
Chance to get to 20 points on this trip to the line. First in the nation among active scorers. Over 2,300 career points for Graham Ike. Wayne Temple's got a decision to make with Munch. He's got Noah Amenhauser off the bench, but not yet to the scorers table. Here he comes.
Amenhauser is pretty good. All the bigs except for Munch, because he was in foul trouble a lot of that first half, were productive, not productive, but affected the game in a positive way without scoring a ton. And a lot of it was centered around, you know, EK had a big first half, like, got to keep him off the glass.
Without Braden Huff, too, it's kind of 4-round-1. It would be a much different complexion if Gonzaga had the 2 bigs.
I think that's what Gonzaga's been in the process of, you know, playing offense with only EK and not Huff.
White was hunting that 3-point opportunity. Good blockouts all around by the Zags. Here comes Worley. Down to Smith, and now EK. Good recovery defensively by the Bees.
Get into that pocket short roll.
Worley sends it back to Smith. 8 to shoot. What a catch, whirling to the rim for 2.
But again, there's so much attention paid to EK and where he is and where he's moving. And Worley, easy layup that time.
Lake decides to call his own number. Puts a foul on Innocente.
Take a look at that last possession. Worley on the move. He's on the short roll, but again, guys are so worried about where EK is that it opens up that side, and nobody rotating over for Oregon State to challenge Worley.
Keep an eye on this here. Josiah Lake still not at the free throw line to take these attempts. Of course, he's an outrageously good free throw shooter, but feeling the pain right now. Yikes. You know he's not feeling good when he misses that.
Times when you're thinking about something that hurts, you lose concentration at the free throw line.
One of 5 players in the country with his total for points, rebounds, assists, and steals. He has made one of the great leaps in all of college basketball.
No doubt. More responsibility, more leadership along with the numbers in production.
Adam Miller got his defender on his back and finished at the cup. The largest lead of the day for Gonzaga.
I was just going to say, JB, it feels like it's opening up offensively for Gonzaga here early in the second half. Oregon State's got to get back to that lockdown mentality they had in the first half.
Lake rejecting that first screen, using the Amenhauser instead. Teller rotates it over to C. So a long way from the bucket with 5 to shoot. Fires a pass down to the block and they turn it over.
It's really for the rest of this year going to be about other guys stepping up around EK. Like, there's going to be nights where EK gets his 30, but other nights teams are just going to decide we're not going to let him. So other guys are going to have to score, and it's kind of that way here early in the second half.
Smith driving that foul into the hip of Amenhauser. And no other Zags into double figures just yet. Worley's got 8. Grant Foster has 7. But when you're this efficient, shooting 55% and only turning it over once in the game, you can win a low-scoring affair with someone like EK leading the way.
Again, if you had told me that, what you just said, I would say Gonzaga's up 15. But they're not. It's only a 7-point game.
Smith coming alive. His first shot attempts.
Oregon State can't lose their spirit here. Yes, it's a 9-point lead. You got to get back to that defense in the first half.
C pops out for three. Yak on the offensive glass, fouled on the putback. So Yak, who's been battling a knee injury, is back on the floor and has given Wayne Tiggle some critical minutes here.
I go back to the point in the first half of the multiple bigs of Oregon State affecting the game, and Mark Few telling me that yesterday about how he was concerned about how big Oregon State can be.
See how consequential this is. Jalen Worley leaves with his 4th personal foul, 17-minute mark, second half. Tyon Grant Foster, I thought, gave Gonzaga a great first half minute, steps in to replace him.
Definitely. All it means, JB, is Grant Foster's going to have to play more minutes than normal in the second half.
Yak hits the second. Matthias Samar waiting at the score table to get Olavi Su'utela. So you said it a few times now. It's going to start at the defensive end if it's going to be for Wayne Tinkle's
Has to.
company.
This Gonzaga team's very talented. They run good stuff. Oregon State did a good job in that first half. It just feels like it's opening up here for Gonzaga.
And Smith to the wing, setting up the EK screen. He's got Lake defending. Miller at the midway point of the shot clock. Zag space the floor. Smith splits the screen, downhill, and over the board.
Good challenge by C without fouling, went vertical. Thought Braden Smith could have dropped that off to EK on the roll, didn't see him. I think he made up his mind he was going to challenge the defender at the rim. Good defense by C.
Lake with the rock, only 2 of 3 shooting so far tonight. He's had some big second halves lately. White waiting for Yak to get back on his feet. Pushed off the block by EK, and he strokes the mid-range jumper.
We'll take that. Yak stepping out, inside pivot. Knocks down the 15-footer. I think EK was expecting that.
He's got a surprising 6 points, keeping the beams connected. EK against 2. So poised to find Grant Foster. Oh, he missed it and cleans up.
The old Moses Malone missed the first one to get the rebound and still get the deuce.
Box score bonus. Blake into trouble.
Tried to split it.
Smith eyes up to the rim. And the flush from Grant Foster. Timeout Wayne Tinkle. Suddenly 11 points off turnovers for Gonzaga to open it up.
We started the show talking about Oregon State's transition defense. This is what happens. When they get rolling, Gonzaga, they get rolling. In transition, 9-point lead.
In the second half, as you see there, they're winning this second half by an 11-6 margin.
But
So
still,
danger zone for the Bees.
yeah, still only 9 though. It's not like you're down 15 and you got a huge mountain to climb. It's only 9, but you got to get back to your defense that you started the game with.
No part of you thinks they're setting up for another second half double-digit comeback, are you?
It's possible. The only thing I don't like is it looks like Josiah Lake gate isn't right.
Fouled before those most recent free throws.
Like he's favoring something.
C using the shot fade to tee up Samar.
Shot the first one.
Maybe too patient.
And it was a long 2 and gave up a 3 for a long 2.
Smith drives the middle, out to Miller. He's never shot. Battle on the board, comes out, and tipped into the hands of Des Watts. He's got a 3-on-2, decides to sit on it and wait for reinforcements. Yeah, against Ike. Got him on the wrist. Ike's first foul in 26 minutes. He and the Zags.
Pac-12. A lot of people excited about that. Gonzaga joining in all sports except football. Looking forward to that. Really, that conference, new Pac-12 coming together. A lot of good basketball programs next year.
Well, for someone who was uncertain to even get minutes today, Yak's got 8 points for Wayne Tinkle.
Just never know. You got to be ready when you get your opportunity. Yak's been ready today, for sure.
Sansupari with basketball off the Gonzaga bench. Vogel throws it to the corner. Tyon Grant Foster checked out of bounds and a foul. So Isaiah C. takes his first. Third on Oregon State.
Oregon State still in that 2-3 zone. Ike screened it at the top a lot in that first half. Here he goes again.
Foster lost his footing, and C takes another personal. Reset to 20, Gonzaga basketball.
Both these teams are on pace to get to the bonus very early, which takes me back to the point I made a few minutes ago about foul shooting.
Now on paper, that's advantage OSU. Of course, it depends who's shooting those shots. They clean up the sweat. We'll get started again. Gonzaga basketball with a 7-point lead. Emmanuel Inocente in position to throw it in. He and Ike are the only two Zags dressed today who were part of last year's overtime loss here in Corvallis.
See how they move Ike around? Last possession, he was screening at the top. Now they're just trying to post him up.
Up the screen for Mario. No kick there, but there is a foul with 3 to shoot. Ike saying I was going up to shoot it. I don't think the officials are buying that. Foul is on Lake. Another reset to 20, back to the baseline. I don't think Gonzaga is trying to intentionally shorten this game, but by the length of this possession, they've done exactly that. Now a Vogel offensive rebound, and he is going to the line.
This is a problem now.
That's 4 fouls on this possession, right?
Yep. And now Gonzaga is shooting free throws the rest of the way.
So on this trip down the floor, Gonzaga has moved into the penalty.
Yeah. Good job by Vogel getting in there, digging out that offensive rebound. Good ball fake to get the foul.
You said you liked his game from afar. What is it that you admire?
I just like his measurables, long arms, good shooting touch. Hasn't shot a lot of threes, 9 for 21 on the season. But you can just tell when young players still got some room to go with his body. He affects the game.
Doesn't look too big for him, does it?
No, you can just, it's hard to, I can just tell when a player has immense potential. Now it's up to him to reach that, but I'd be surprised if he wasn't a very, very good player.
C knocks it down right when Tinkle had to have it.
If they had to have it, brings it back to a 2-possession game.
You won't find many shooters with a better set of fundamentals than Isaiah C. That thing comes out of his hand cleanly. Sansupari had it stripped.
Right play on the Euro. Just got it stripped. See how compact that stroke is? Not a lot of wasted movement.
And at 6'7" with that length, he can get it off almost any time he wants. Speaking of, Ike can't be stopped.
Well, that can't happen. Baseline out of bounds. Yak was there, but had turned his head. And Ike, quick catch and shoot, knocked it in.
That range is uncomfortable for most college basketball players. He thrives in that 16, 17-foot area. Lake driving baseline, brings the whistle. St. Super saying, who, me? Yes, his second. And just like Gonzaga drove it into the bonus on their end, now it's almost incumbent on Oregon State to do the same.
The second half started with fouls, and I think players recognize that it's been somewhat of a quick whistle. Let me try and get a whistle and get to the line.
Lake setting up the Yak screen, gets Ike on the switch. 5 left on the timer. Nice find, White in the corner. Everything but the bucket, they get the board instead. Samar will reset.
Back it up, trusting your offense. I've said that a few times today.
Yak, have a day! Yak on the attack.
Are we talking bonus points? Yak has been a major factor in this one.
He has not missed 3 of 3 from the floor. He's got 4 free throws as well. Into double figures. He's got the Oregon State scoring lead against Gonzaga. Ike, unbothered, all the way home.
Had no doubt on that possession Gonzaga was going to get it to Ike somewhere, and they did.
The Beaver Dam, a hush. White thought about it. Samar at the wing. Now they're looking for Yak. They get a high five from his bench here. Keeping the Beavs connected against a top 10 opponent.
If they trust their offense and move it, not sure guarding Yak at the three-point line was in the scouting report, but Oregon State will take it, and then Ike's been really good. So, looking forward to that next year.
Few and company saw their net ranking fall from 5 to 9 after the Portland loss. And that's a not so insignificant whistle away from the basketball. If you're Oregon State there, trying to inch this game closer to the penalty, Davis Fogel takes the foul, and you get it without even a 1/10 of a second coming off the clock.
Oregon State's just got to stay connected. We've talked a couple times about the explosiveness of this Gonzaga team and how they can go on runs quickly. But Oregon State's done a good job of stabilizing this game when they need to.
Well, if they can get this into a free throw contest, they're top 25 in the country. Our officials is making sure they've got the correct free throw shooter who was fouled there. Des White thinks he's that guy. It's going to be C instead. White's at 78%, C's at 91%, so that works out just fine.
What's Des White doing? You got a 90%er that got fouled? You're trying to take his free throws?
Of course. Yes. Of course. No explanation.
Well, this game has come to a screeching halt.
Jorge Diaz-Graham pops off the OSU bench to replace C. C had only missed 1 of his last 40-something free throws. Right. Leaves the front end there. They fortunate to get it back. And here's Des White in the corner. Yak against Ike. Diaz-Graham, bottoms. Fresh off the bench, he knocks down the 3.
Every time it looks like Gonzaga's going to pull away, somebody makes a play for Oregon State. Unlikely player from Oregon State making plays. Diaz-Graham with a big 3 there.
Just 21% from behind the arc this season in a big spot there. With 11 minutes to go. Mario, no. Grant Foster, absolutely.
When 2 guys go and try and block the shot, it leaves the weak side rebounding open. Grant Foster takes advantage.
Back to a full 2-possession lead. Close to 100% is Josiah Lake. not really influenced this game since being shaken up early in this half.
You can tell he's not right.
Gets feet to the floor there, and the arrow will give it to the Zags.
Graham brought his defender too close to Yak, but then steps out behind the three-point line and knocks it in. See how clear that weak side was on the miss.
Rebounding battle has been very even. In fact, until that putback, dead even. Ike goes early. Too strong. Again attacking the offensive board. This time Inocente, but it goes over to the Bees.
Has Ike played the whole game so far? Has he been out? I don't think he has.
Leading the way with 30 minutes, yeah.
Giving himself a little rest here. It's the old NBA trick. Usually guys do it when they're at the foul line, trying to get a little extra blow. Act like they got to tie their shoe. Veteran move.
But the grinding pace of this second half playing into his favor from a conditioning standpoint.
You would think.
White drives a crease. Diaz Graham attacks. Gonzaga with him every step of the way. Great defense.
Saint-Supéry with good hand there. It's good cut by White. Saint-Supéry stuck his hand in there, went off of White's leg.
All right, fine. You're winning the pronunciation game.
Yes,
Saint-Supéry, I'm with you for the final 10. Mario.
Again.
He didn't want you to butcher his name down.
Extra possessions have been big here in the second half.
9th offensive rebound for Gonzaga to earn this one. Yak's second personal will send the Zags back to the line. Graham Ike working on a 24-point performance.
I'm sure it was discussed by Wayne Tinkle and his staff with the players. We have multiple bigs that we can rotate onto Ike. But now that you're in the, meaning we have fouls that we can use, well, now that they're in the bonus, you don't want to use those fouls. Just because you have other guys on the bench that can come in doesn't mean that you want to put Ike on the line this last 9:42.
He had 26 here last season in defeat. He's got 26 here with less than 10 minutes to go. Diaz Graham. Going to get it back to Lake. The veteran Oregon State point guard crossing over down the lane. Trying to create for himself. And Grant Foster made a miss.
He is so good defensively, Grant Foster.
EK calling for it. Through 2 defenders. Fogle rinses it with 2 hands. Timeout, OSU. It's a double-digit lead for the Zags.
They've been digging down on Ike when he steps out with the strong side, the guy who entered it. And Fogle read it right, just cut right behind the defender, digging down on that, and got himself a dunk. Enter it, turns his head and goes. It's exactly what you're supposed to do.
The timeout on the floor. Let's look ahead to March in the WCC. Gonzaga battling at the top of the standings with Santa Clara and St. Mary's. You asked the question, how often has this been a 3-bid league? As recently as 22, but it had been a decade drought prior.
You got your research team on this very quickly, JB. We appreciate that. San Francisco, BYU, and USD. I'm assuming all made it is at large because I don't remember somebody winning the WCC tournament other than Gonzaga and St. Mary's.
San Diego 08 was the last instance
they won
of that.
They won the WCC tournament. Okay. All right, now we're all square. Santa Clara next Saturday.
White from distance. No. Chente rising for that rebound.
Oregon State can't get quick here. The reason they were in the game the entire first half is they were moving the ball, making extra passes, and not a bad shot by Des White, but early clock, off the dribble, contested three. Probably get one better than that.
You described it earlier as trusting their offense, right? That their sets would lead to at least that shot or better deeper in the clock.
Yes.
With a 10-point advantage, Tyron Grant Foster to the line. This is not the strength of his game. Only 59% for the year. Hits the front end. Graduate student from Kansas City. One of the many advantages Mark Few has going for him. One of the most veteran rosters in the country. Top 5 in college basketball by at least one measure.
I think now it's danger zone time for Oregon State. 12-point lead. Under 9 to go. I don't think he mentioned it a couple times. Josiah Lake not being right is going to be a factor here.
And Johan Munch has been a non-factor because of the foul trouble.
But other guys have stepped up. Diaz Graham's giving him good minutes. Yak's giving him good minutes.
Munch is 24 in white. With those fouls, he's going to contribute now or never for Oregon State. Kissie's in the game. To the wing, C. Knocked off the line. Kissie with 10. EK closed off his airspace. Diaz Graham not this time. Munch too strong on the putback. Chente decides to wait.
Pass Gonzaga gets it down the court with that throw-ahead pass. Job by Oregon State to get back.
3.5-minute drought for OSU. It's an 8-0 run for Gonzaga. They're going to bounce back from their midweek loss at Portland. EK is feasting. He's got 28.
Defenders just bounce off of him. Good footwork on that, spinning back. He always goes back to that right shoulder.
28 on 14 shots. He's 10 of 14 from the floor. Hyper efficient. Does Lake have a closing kick for the B?
Needed it. Needed it, Oregon State. Now they need to string together some stops on this end. I think Gonzaga's going to be in much of a hurry here.
Now all that action just to get the post feed with 10 on the shot clock. EK takes us to a timeout with 28 points to lead all scores.
One of the best players in the country, probably in line for a lot of All-American honors. Just so tough to deal with. It's been big time tonight.
Gonzaga +7 in this second half, and with basketball as we resume.
State in that zone most of the night.
EK all the way out to the corner to get it. He's got Munch defensively and 5 to shoot. Made a miss, but Vogel's there on the offensive board. Back up and through the trees.
The second big offensive rebound in the second half. Vogel. Big play there.
We talked about the who else. With the dunk and that putback, he's been one of the secondary contributors for Gonzaga. C on the crossover, setting up Lake. Josiah Lake separated, but still can't score it. An empty trip for Oregon State. Vogel and the Zags looking to put this one away on the road.
Good decision by Vogel not to force one up there. Clock is their friend at this point.
EK. So poised against the double. An air ball, and Munch gets it for Bees.
Don't have to go fast here for your Oregon State, but you have to execute and get good looks. Still have enough time.
Johan Munch backs down EK, who gets the block. Vogel's going to challenge. EK trailing. And And a free throw to follow for Grant Ike and the Zags.
Great presence by Fogel. He was going to challenge the defender one-on-one, gets stopped, but instead of forcing it up, waits for Ike on the trail. How about Ike? Hasn't been out yet, but making plays on one end and then running on the other, and gets the end one opportunity.
Since he's come back off that ankle absence, he's got 2 30-point performances. Season high, 34 against Santa Clara. Career high back in 21, 35 against Denver. He's got 31 here on the road and 5.5 to play. Dissy dead on the dribble. See against Sansupari. Good skip. Blake turns it down to put it down. Sets up Yak. Oh, it falls off for Yak. Wow. And that feels like a backbreaker.
Yeah, got to finish those. Worley back in the game for Gonzaga.
Mario, knocked down. And that may do it for the Zags. They have separated here at Gill.
They just have so much depth and so many good players. Everybody's contributed. Yeah, the story's been Ike, but they've got a lot of good contributions from a lot of guys here tonight.
Feels like his three-point shooting is going to be key for this next month plus for Gonzaga.
I agree.
Statistically, maybe their best shooter. C trying to shake him defensively. It's been a nice day shooting the basketball for Isaiah C.
Good shooter. And Oregon State's done some good things here. This Gonzaga's that good. You knew they were going to be motivated after Wednesday. Oregon State went toe-to-toe with him for a while here.
C joining Yak and White in double figures. He shares the scoring lead. The lob wiped away. So C doing it at both ends. Ike tried to make the extra pass. And that is only the second Gonzaga turnover of the day as we hit the
positions so that he's not easier to guard. If you're just a straight back to the basket post-up guy, you can double him, you can front him, you can do a lot of things. But if he's moving around all over the place, it's really hard to put a second defender on him.
And his endurance, too. Like you said, he's trying to go the distance here today. Yak gets it back. Raise it out to the corner. One more to see. Like you said, there have been a lot of really good takeaways from Oregon State that the final score may not detail.
I was just getting ready to say, too, if Gonzaga got a stop on that possession, you may have seen Mark Few take Ike out, but mistake by Fogel fouling the three-point shooter.
See right back in the shooting slot after rarely missing a foul shot in his most recent trip.
See if Wayne Tinkle changes anything up here last 3:30. I'm trying to pick up full. C misses another one. Nice job, JB.
I even waited for him to drain the first so as to dodge any inbound heat from OSU.
Pick up here. Try and turn him over. Gonzaga worked on against this defense a lot yesterday.
Worley puts it up. Ike did not drain it, but forced it through.
That's what they worked on. Right there. Get it to the middle, Ike up top.
And for 6'9", without a ton of verticality, his catch radius is astonishing.
Got great hands, great touch.
So you got him lifted there. Driving kick to late. Turns the corner. Over the top of Ike, who may have made him miss, and the Zags will take over with 250.
When you extend your defense, you leave that foul line open. We've talked about that all night. The decision making. Worley could have shot that flip shot. He could have sprayed it out to either side, but went over the top to Ike.
These will have to be virtually flawless from this point forward. Zags looking for the dagger on the road in Corvallis. 3 left.
Gotta go.
Sansupari leaning in for a force 2, and he collects his own.
Can't happen. Nice job by Sansupari staying with it. Knock another 20 seconds off this game clock.
Showing off his handle against the length of C. He finger rolls it through and one.
I'm telling you, this kid's going to be good. For a freshman, plays with a lot of confidence while learning.
And we've seen both in the span of closing out long and fouling the three-point shooter, and then having the confidence to go in there and get a closing bucket at the 2-minute mark.
And think of the way that Gonzaga has recruited for the last 20 years and the players they've brought in to crack the lineup, the rotation as a freshman, kind of hard to do.
Yeah, one of the most veteran teams in all of college basketball, historically old, and he's the freshman contributor. Whites comes to 2 feet and is able to score it. Des Whites. Yeah, what he and Mario, the 2 freshmen, give them could be the key to unlocking how deep they go.
Yep. Unfortunate, Braden Huff. We don't know if he's going to come back or not, but he's been out for a while. Obviously, things would have been different. Roles would have been different with him in there.
And that's 18 points per game on 66% shooting from the floor.
Exactly.
And they get Ike. One more bucket for a career high in Corvallis. 35 for Graham Ike to lead the way.
About to spin that time. Get the defender leaning middle and then to spin back. Because they were playing that right shoulder. He went to the left shoulder for the first time tonight. Element of surprise.
His 6th career 30-point game and his 3rd this season and his 2nd since coming back from the ankle injury. He did it against St. Mary's at home and now on the road here at OSU.
The numbers are impressive, but I might be more impressed by the fact he's played the whole game.
Yeah, the conditioning.
And the physicality that people try and play him with, and pushing on him and fouling him and all the stuff that they do, and he's still out there. I'm sure he's coming out now, but it's impressive.
A final from Pullman-Don. Santa Clara continues to set the pace in the WCC. A 3-point win at Washington State, 95-92. Setting up for a great finish to the regular season in the WCC.
Next Saturday night, I believe that game's at Santa Clara. Zag will be down there. Monster game in the WCC.
White. Had a nice night, but that won't go. Rebound cleaned up by Emmanuel Inocente, who continues to give the Zags great minutes. He scored 10 straight points for Gonzaga in that St. Mary's win last weekend. Grant Foster with 15. Fogel and Worley with 8 in supporting roles. They've won this second half by a 41-27 margin. Make it 43.
You have to be near flawless against this Gonzaga team. And I didn't see the game the other night, the Portland game, but they must have been near flawless to beat this Gonzaga team.
They'll go against Washington State Tuesday in Spokane, for Oregon State at USF at Seattle next week. Lake is feeling better by then. Again, less than 100% in the second half. And the final from Gill Coliseum. It's a 20-point win for Mark Few and Gonzaga, 81-61.
I thought Gonzaga came out in the second half and played with more